Hi, I'm Akasa, the Red Reddit one, and you are watching Two Drink Minimum.
From the pages of the World Wrestling Federation magazine, here's updates.
All right, so I started my list off with I got China, okay? Now listen, the reason I got China, listen, the reason I got China, R.I.P. China, by the way, but the reason I got her is because she was a badass influencer and enforcer and dominator for D-Generation X, who brought herself up in the ranks to women's champion and then to go so far as to become IC champion.
Flip that.
And, oh, she did it backwards?
She did IC first, then women.
Did she?
Mm-hmm.
Are you sure?
Yep.
Oh shit, okay. Well, flip it. Either way, she won the IC belt, which is never probably to be done again. Also entered the Royal Rumble, which groundbreaking, never happened. So it's more of one of those spots where I felt like she wasn't my favorite IC champion by any means. She wasn't a great wrestler at all, but I felt like she needed to be in that slot. So I gave China.
Well, see, this is the list of
spot.
Intercontinental champions, though.
Yeah, but it's my list of Intercontinental champions, and I thought she looked sweet with that belt. Because she didn't, it's not normal. You don't see curves with a belt normally. And mind you, I was never the guy that was like, oh, China, oh my God, that was my cousin. He loved it. Fastlane, what up? I wasn't that guy. But I did like the fact that she was the first woman to hold that title. So for me, she's number 10.
I didn't. China sucked. She was not a good wrestler when it came to wrestling dudes. I recently went back to do the favorite Kings of the Ring, and one of the Kings of the Ring was 99. And you could tell she was being carried by the dudes she was in the ring with, who just happened to be members of DX. Same thing with all her other matches against guys. It seemed like she was always being carried by the guys to me. So I can't go with that. But I can go with my number 10, which is concurrent with that. Triple H, the Gamer. Specifically, not Hunter Hearst-Helmsley, Intercontinental Champion. For me, that was a little bit forgettable. I'm talking about the Game. Triple H, two-man power trip Triple H with the IC belt, because the rivalry that him and Stone Cold had with the Hardy Boys at the time, and then later Undertaker and Kane, great fucking, and not later, at the same fucking time concurrently, great fucking matches. Triple H with that belt looked great. Like I said, you cared about who was going to be Intercontinental Champion. You cared about him and Jeff and him and Kane being Intercontinental Champion. You cared about that whole fucking thing. Great fucking title run. As short as it was, I wish him around. I wish he hadn't gotten injured, and we could have seen more continuation of that. But fucking superb. I dug it. I dug that reign.
I can't knock that. He was a great IC champion. It was a short reign, so it's kind of like China was probably more impressive. But I get it. I get what he's doing.
My number 9 is a name you'll never forget. Goldust.
That's how it's supposed to be.
The image of him winning from Razor Ramon, who was my favorite wrestler at the time, oozing machismo and all this other stuff, and him just using his overt sexuality on Razor and then covering him and laying on top of him like he was, like all that stuff was like, it was groundbreaking for the time for WWF. He looked good with that belt, painted it gold, and that carried over into his rivalry with Ahmed Johnson, which was another good one. Goldust, that character was best fit for that position as opposed to a main position, in my opinion.
No question.
Because too much can be too much, but just the right amount. He was out there 15 minutes. He got the reaction he needed for those 15 minutes. He got the guys he worked over for those 15 minutes. He did his fucking job. Him with the belt looked amazing, especially with all the fucking glittery gold robes and the face paint and everything.
Music.
Amazing. The music, amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Shadow
Goldust with gold,
production.
amazing. Yeah.
I agree. I can't knock that one. But I'm going to one-up it because my number 9 is that crazy-ass, spastastic Ken Shamrock, okay? Ken Shamrock came out and would just snap at a moment's notice, okay? Now, mind you, I've seen your clip of the worst finishers and how much you hate belly-to-bellies.
I hate the Bailey to belly as a finish.
You don't hate that one, and you know why?
No, I don't.
Because I've seen it. You say he snaps him up and then he slams him to the ground.
Yeah.
And you know what? That's exactly what he did. And he was dominant. Like when he was the Intercontinental Champion, not only did it look good, it was aesthetically pleasing when you saw this big soldier-looking dude coming out with his belt, and you knew he was an MMA background. You knew he was a legend in that sport. So to come over and start doing it on this side and be able to sell, be able to kick, be able to do Hurricane Ranas, ankle locks, like he brought us that shit. He was believable, you know, and you always felt like he was one of those people similar to Goldust where you felt like that was the right spot for him, but it was a stepping stone. Like if you watched, you would have thought probably down the line maybe he would have become champ, but it was just too, you know, it was too top heavy at the time. There was too many people in front of him that you could put him on, but it would have been short. It would have been like Kane's run, where he would get the title for like a night almost, and it was like just so you had it. But as the IC champ, man, he was dangerous. Nobody messed with him. You know, they would get in the ring and they would win in some of these matches, but he definitely did damage. And for me, I felt like that was the biggest draw. He was just so crazy. And when he would snap, I'm in my zone.
Yeah.
You sitting there like, oh shit, like he's gonna hurt this guy.
Yeah.
You know, like I was genuinely like, they really had me thinking he's breaking people's ankles, you know? So, and then the colors he would rock. I mean, the way his boots would come up and they had the blue up to the knee damn there.
Yep.
The shamrock across the front of the, I loved everything about it. I thought Ken Shamrock was the man. So that's my number 9 pick. Ken Shamrock. My number 8 is gonna be the dashing one, the starry one.
What?
I gotta go with Cody Rhodes,
What?
man. I'm mixing it up a little bit here. Cody Rhodes. Okay.
What?
Now let me tell you. By the way.
What?
By the way.
What?
Cody Rhodes.
What?
Is taking off on the independent scene again, like he should have did in WWE. Let's just be very clear about that. Cody Rhodes was amazing. The whole bag gimmick. Okay.
His wife was taking off on the indies. That's what was taking off.
First off, watch
She
some
can
of his
get it.
clips. Okay,
She can get it.
No question. That's why he's giving it to her. Shouts to Cody. Here's the thing, though.
By the way, Cody, go see Get Out.
Oh yeah. He had multiple reigns, so I'm not sure which one specifically. I'm talking more of an overall thing with him. But he went from being the dashing, like, oh man, like they're having all these weird vignettes of him in the back, like shaving and weird shit. Where you're just kind of like, what's going on here? You know, you're kind of a little taken aback to him getting smacked with a chair or whatever happened to him in his face. Don't look at me. I'm so disturbed. The music changing. Whoa! Everything's distorted. He start bagging people. He used to give Booker T the bag every time. Me and my boy used to be weak. Shouts to Capo. We'd be weak every time because he come and put the bag on the table and Booker just look at him. Give him that look. And Cody's like, baggers, give him a bag. All the fans in the front row with the damn bags on their head. Like, it was coming off a legacy. You know, him and DiBiase had still been doing their thing for a minute. So I feel like Cody as a whole, man, he's a great in-ring competitor in my opinion. And I think his gimmicks that he came up with, as lame as they tried to make them for him, because he had some weird shit, he always made you pay attention. And that to me is a great in-ring performer with bad gimmicks who still made you pay attention. Even as Stardust later down. Stardust was the lamest shit ever to follow up Goldust, because he's not like Goldust, so he doesn't do all of that weird shit for real.
Right.
But he made it work. He made it his own. So I felt like that guy deserved a spot on the list, so that's why Cody Rhodes is my number 8.
I gotta disagree with that because I feel like from what I saw of Cody as Intercontinental Champion at the time, and I wasn't watching the product a lot, if much at all, but like what I was seeing was it came across to me like they were trying to use the belt to get him over, as opposed to, and we had this discussion earlier today about Bray Wyatt's recent win, and Naomi's, where people are like, well, they're giving her a push now by giving her the belt. No, give her a push towards the belt. And I feel like they were giving, they do this more with the IC belt than they do with the heavyweight belts. Is they tend to give the belts to people to push them as opposed to pushing them towards the belt. And I felt like, and maybe I was wrong because if I'd seen more of the show, I might not have felt the same way. But it felt like to me, and it looked like to me, because for a while, Cody and DiBiase, especially in Legacy, weren't that over. Like they were there because of their fathers. Like they weren't not talented, but they didn't seem to be connecting with people.
I disagree with you because of this. Coming out of Legacy, they were hot. Because at the end of Legacy, it did pick up. Like before they shut it down, I thought it had finally kind of hit that groove. Where
but then they both jobbed out to Orton in like 5 minutes at WrestleMania.
Which is true. But you gotta understand, the build that you're asking for was that 3 months before. Okay? Because they were beating everybody. It got to a point where they were kind of almost like pre-Shieldish, where they were just like, when they came out, you were like, oh, these guys are going to beat the shit out of whoever's in the ring. It doesn't matter. You started to believe DiBiase. And in a way, the fitness on them. You know, they started to get, they were all in great shape. Like, they looked like, this ain't Evolution where you got an older dude, you got, you know, a couple young guys who are working into it. Because by the end of Evolution, you saw all of them are jacked, you know, except for Ric Flair couldn't get back, of course, he's old. But they had that look. So for me, at that point, I'm looking at it and saying, Cody is ready for that next level. And I thought giving him the IC title was a good timing place. If they had a European title, I'd have gave that to DiBiase. Honestly, out of the two of them, because I felt like he was the Shawn out of the two. Me personally. But yeah, that's why I gotta disagree. Now, I think they could have done more with him, but he had multiple reigns, so he had a fair share, and he brought back the old IC belt, which I thought was cool. I thought it was time for a change, a switch up, and he brought that back. So
fair enough. My number 8 is his number 9, the world's most dangerous man, Ken Shamrock, for basically all the reasons he said. The one knock I'll give, just not necessarily knock, but the reason why Ken Shamrock fit better in Intercontinental than he would have in heavyweight is because I've gone back and watched the old Raws on the network. He improves a lot, especially over the summer of '98. His matches get considerably better. The Lions Den match, him working with Owen Hart helped him a ton.
Yeah.
His Lions Den match with Owen, the dungeon match with Owen, him working with Owen helped him a lot. And he got over a lot more in that time frame and got better in the ring in that time frame. Because when he first came in, he was still kind of blocky, still kind of, UFC.
too solid.
Right, too solid. Right, you could see it in his match with Shawn at the Generation X pay-per-view December '97. He wasn't going to be champ. But it continues and you grow and you could see that he got better in that role. But he never developed into that. He never developed into a heavyweight champion his entire reign there, and he was there for 3-4 years, I think.
He never developed mic skills.
Never developed mic skills. So him as Intercontinental Champion worked on so many levels.
I agree.
And him being Intercontinental Champion worked on so many levels. And him as the foil or him as the goal for guys like Goldust and Billy Gunn in that era to try to get the belt off of him.
Right.
And Val Venus and Godfather worked so fucking well.
It did.
Because of how solid he was, because of how good he was in the ring.
But you don't think they could have done a twist where you give Ken Shamrock a push that was so hard for about 6 months of unstoppableness, where he almost lays the belt down. You know what? I'm tired of this one. I want that one. And he gets silent. He goes silent, almost Sting-like, where I'm just silent, I'm walking out, and when my music hits, you know somebody getting hurt. You don't think they could have got him there with that?
Actually, yes, because it's funny, because the Raw I'm on right now is him versus Stone Cold Steve Austin, the main event for the heavyweight title. Ken Shamrock doesn't have the IC belt yet. This is leading up to Breakdown pay-per-view in '98. The first thing I thought when I saw that match was coming up, I'm like, they gave away this match for free?
Right.
That was a money match.
Right.
They easily could have done that exact same thing because they hot-shotted the money match with him and Shawn Michaels before he was ready for that match. And meanwhile, they were making up for not giving him the belt by giving the King of the Ring, giving him his own gimmick match, the Lions Den match. They easily, from there, could have transitioned into Ken Shamrock being the #1 contender for a pay-per-view.
Yeah.
For just a pay-per-view.
Just to see how it works.
Just to see how it works, just to see his chemistry with Stone Cold, have Stone Cold put him over like $1 million but still win.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like they easily could have made a lot of money with that shit. Right. They easily could have made a lot of money with that shit. You're right. I still wouldn't have given him the title.
Yeah.
But as Intercontinental Champion,
you could have put him in that realm.
You could have put him in that realm. And you know what? As Intercontinental Champion, you should be able to easily slide in as a #1 contender, even if you're not given the belt.
Agreed.
As you know, not necessarily a huge money one, but a money one. You should easily be able to fit in there. Ken Shamrock's Intercontinental Champion, I think, was perfect. Him rising to being #1 contender would have been perfect, but they just didn't play it that way, and that's a shame.
Yeah, it is. I agree on that one.
My number 7 is one that I hope that you're not sour for. I hope that you feel the power of Mr. Kofi motherfucking Kingston. I loved Kofi Kingston as Intercontinental Champion. Unfortunately, his reigns were shorter than I would have liked, but I loved him as Intercontinental Champion. I feel like that was around the same. Like I loved him in that role. I think just much like Ken Shamrock, had they pushed him in a different direction, had they gone further with the Randy Orton gimmick,
they did.
And Randy Orton not throwing a fucking temper tantrum over nothing, Kofi could have been a guy you could slide into the number 1 contender role and still get some money on.
Yep, that's me. I bet you're wondering how I got into the situation where I said something as stupid as that about your WWE Heavyweight Champion. Well, the fact of the matter is that I taped this about 2 years ago or so. Yep, this one is from the vault, in a time where Kofi Kingston was languishing in mid-card hell somewhere. I mean, he still is, but now it's with a bigger, shinier belt. Well, back to the video.
That was a shot.
I feel like that's a damn shame that he never got that and was never seen as one of the top contenders again. That's fucked up. That's fucked up, Randy. It just is. But him as Intercontinental Champion was great. Kofi was my favorite wrestler at a certain point, my favorite active wrestler at a certain point, with my favorite title. Fucking yes, the Intercontinental Championship is my favorite title. Seeing Kofi with it and seeing him defend as short as those reigns were, I dug it. I've dug every part of it.
Yeah, I really
and he was perfect for that role.
All right, so my number 7, man. It's a guy I got a lot of respect for. Okay. Now, I've been watching him for a long time. I am a fan of MTV's Real World, and I have been for quite some time. You know? So this next person on my IC list
start talking that Hall of Fame
awesome. Okay, and his wife is fucking hot.
Which reign?
Actually, you know what? I'm gonna go current reign. Let's just let the viewers in on a little secret here. Okay, Mr. Brent here destroyed the footage of this tape, okay?
I didn't destroy it.
He destroyed it on purpose because I kicked his ass the first time we did this, okay?
Hold the fuck on.
He said, fuck it.
Hold the fuck on now.
I don't want the gloriousness that you brought to this
now.
IC list to get out. So I'm here to tell y'all.
It's because I knew he would spout this bullshit. Better watch it before this shit gets damaged.
So I'm here to tell y'all that The Miz, Mike Mizanin, ex-Real World winner, Road Rules Challenges type winner, Tough Enough, runner-up, number 2, is number 7. And the reason being, the guy has done nothing but improve.
He had to. He was shit. He was terrible. He had to improve.
Amazing.
He couldn't not improve.
Amazing.
The only way he could have gone is up.
Let me tell you something. SmackDown Live has given him a trajectory. Somehow they made this happen because he was just flatlined.
He was flatlined.
After his high, he flatlined. Okay. Nowhere.
Right.
Nowhere. He was mid card at best.
Right.
And typically a little earlier than mid card.
Mm-hmm.
They have risen his stock. Look, what am I saying? They. He has risen his stock. Let me get the trajectory right here. Right over. Okay. On SmackDown. He is the hottest heel on SmackDown right now. So I would actually go with these title reigns he's had in the past couple of months that I know about now because he destroyed the footage of the original tape. But he was already on my list. I actually probably would put him higher right now. But I will say, my man is at number 7 because he's very much so on that Jericho trajectory I see, going up and up and up. Where at some point, you're going to have to give him the reins and say, this guy's a Hall of Famer. Okay, it's coming around.
Fucking Hall
and it's
of
coming.
Famer.
It's coming.
Hall of Fame. Awesome! How about we ease up on the Hall of Fame talk? But I'll tell you this.
Shouts to Coral, Real World.
In the original footage, I think we did that before his recent IC reigns.
Definitely.
And I would have been more adamant about him not being on the list.
You were. He hated it.
With the recent reigns, I'm not.
Hold on. Okay,
I'm not going to be mad at him being on a top Intercontinental Champions list.
Top 5.
Not top 5. Not top 5. Not
Maybe
top 5.
2 or 3.
It might be pushing it to be 10, in my opinion. Maybe an honorable mention, but to be honest, he's done the best work of his career.
I agree. Even better
recently.
than his WWE run.
He's done, yeah,
I
of
think
course,
way better.
because he wasn't ready for that reign.
He's doing it now.
It's
done him. This is his character.
He's done the best work of his career over the past few months. The best promos of his career over the past few months. The Miz never-ending Intercontinental reunion tour, whatever the fuck. Like some of the best work of his career.
Let's touch on it. The cartooniness he's gotten away from.
Yeah.
Because that's what used to kill me with Miz.
He's
I never
serious.
understood why he would be so Even when he won the title, the WWE title, when he won, he was so.
Yeah.
The legs like Edge
Yeah.
did the same thing. They had that weird kicky shit when
Yeah.
they won the title. Come on, man. Like, just go out there, be the bad guy you are, ridicule people, get them fired up because you're great at it. You know? So that's the thing. And they've gotten to that level, and that's why I feel like, you know, The Miz, Mike Mizanin.
Yeah, he got serious. I might squabble over the placement, but I'm not gonna be completely.
Is he gonna?
No,
are you gonna change that to your list?
No, he's not.
Who's your number 10?
My number 10 was Trips.
Is he gone?
No.
He had like a 2-month reign.
No,
it was
so good though.
But it was 2 months.
It was so the matches he had.
Stone Cold carried him.
Shut the fuck up.
Number 6.
This is why we can't have this is why we'll never be.
Viva la raza! I gotta give it to my man Eddie Guerrero, man. I really.
We gotta give it to Eddie Guerrero. He's my number 6 too.
Perfect. And we can do this one together.
My number 6.
So you say eye to eye again.
It's back. We're back.
You know what this is?
You know
what this is, ladies and gentlemen?
This
is awesome. We're back at it. All right, so Eddie was a tactician in that ring. Like, you watch all these documentaries of people on the indie circuit that ended up having to go up against the next level, and for some reason, continuously, it was Eddie Guerrero that they had to go to. You see the CM Punk's documentary, and quite a few others I've watched. They're like, when I wrestled Eddie, I realized I didn't know shit. As an IC title holder, man, he was so likable.
Yeah.
He was genuinely just likable. Like, and then he flipped that whole thing around at some point, and his character was so hateable.
Yeah,
he just knew how to draw real emotion out of the crowd.
Yeah, he did.
You know, one way or another. And the storyline with him, Jericho, and Chyna going kind of back and forth with that trio. Only reason Chyna even made my list. Eddie Guerrero and Chris Jericho made her make my list.
Eddie as Intercontinental Champion just fucking worked. It just fit him with that belt. Just fucking worked and just fit. I think it was him who double crossed Chyna basically over that belt. Just fucking fit.
Fucked her up.
His matches for that title just fucking fit. And more specifically, the rivalry, him and RVD over the Intercontinental belt. As we transitioned from the Latino Heat thing, he got better. Especially in 2002-ish, about 2002-ish, when the company as a whole fucking sucked. Eddie's matches and Eddie's Intercontinental matches were a reason to watch.
You know who he was? He was the same person he was in WCW when WCW's matches were terrible.
Yeah.
But him and Dean Malenko were killing.
Yeah.
Same thing.
Just incredible. Go watch Eddie Guerrero and RVD. It wasn't the Latin. He was done with that.
Yeah.
Now he wanted to beat the fuck out of you.
That was the hateful side.
Now he wanted to kill you. He just turned sick. He just turned evil like that, and it was so good, and it was so crisp, and it was really one of the only reasons to watch Raw. And you're talking about Eddie's skills. It's just coming out of the Guerrero family, because the way that the Guerrero family existed was their ability to not just be lucha, but to come in and do American style and sprinkle in some lucha, or be able to go over to Mexico and sprinkle in some American. And that's the way the family was able to survive and train and grow and be the conglomerate that they turned into in Texas.
Very Jericho-like backing, you know, that same, like, multiple styles mixed in. They have the same similar kind of, you know, except for, of course, they were entrenched because they had the Mexico, like, really deep in there, the original style, but similar, I have all-around experience type thing. And
you mentioned CM Punk's DVD. If you ever get a chance, go find Eddie Guerrero versus CM Punk on the Indies. And Eddie Guerrero versus CM Punk versus Rey Mysterio. I think it was IWA Mid-South. Go find those matches. They're on YouTube. I just watched one of them a couple months ago. Fucking incredible.